The longer I live, and I say sometimes I'm old, but I'm not as old as Methuselah. But the longer I live, I realize that one thing is consistent in my life. And one thing is consistent, whether it's my own individual life or the lives of those who I encounter on a daily basis. The one thing that is consistent is that of challenges. Every day, whether in our personal life, the lives of those that surround us, our friends or family, whether it be at work or play, we will face challenges. There's an old saying in the church that says, if you just keep on living, you will encounter challenges. But when you encounter challenges, regardless if it's your health, a relationship, individualistic, whether it's depression, mental illness, whatever the challenge that you face, people saying you're not alone in that challenge, it doesn't quite do it for you, does it? I know for me, when my sister was murdered and when my mom died, people saying, I'm sorry for your loss is cursory. Most people can say they're sorry for your loss. Some people may not have experienced loss themselves, but it's the right thing to say when someone is going through a difficult challenge or phase in their lives. Challenges come not to destroy you. Challenges come to build you. And remember, I do not want to be hypocritical. So I'm the first person to tell you that not all challenges have I faced with bravery or optimism or like, I'm going to get this, I'm going to go at it. What I have done, however, instead of resisting the challenge or asking why the challenge, I've leaned into the challenge and asked several questions. Is this challenge, what's the purpose of this challenge? Is this challenge one that is designed to point out where I am currently in my life? Am I being complacent? Am I being ungrateful? Am I being just all into myself and not focus on others? Is it because there's something in me that I need to work through or work out? And I ask these questions not because I want to beat myself up or I want to find out why the challenge. I ask myself these questions because I know that every challenge that I've encountered in my life has served a purpose. And you can check in with yourself right now and do your own inventory. But it's true. Every challenge that you face, it has a lesson attached to it. As much as you may want to deny that truth, it is the truth. For many of us, we allow the challenges that come into our life to break us. I am often mystified, dumbfounded, and even amazed at the human beings and the human beings' ability to overcome challenges when faced with some critical challenges. People who have lost limbs, people who have been born with severe limitations, people who've been born blind, people who've lost everything, whether in some natural disaster or catastrophe, and how the human spirit is one that always bounces back. That's what amazes me. But is that amazement that also lends credence to me not resisting when I am challenged? And I implore you to do the same self-search, right? Ask yourself, what is the purpose of the challenge? Don't resist the challenge. What is resisting the challenge? When you start saying to yourself, you know what, this is not fair. Why are things always happening to me? Why me? Why am I going through this? Why can't I get a break? And sometimes that might be true. Sometimes you need a break. Sometimes things are happening and they're happening consecutively and it's too much. But one of the things that I know and I tell people to study are the two universal laws. There's the law of control and that there's the law of accident. For many people who say, why are things happening to me? They live in accordance to the law of accident, not realizing that they do have control. One of my favorite authors, James Allen, says two things. The first thing he says is, circumstances do not make the man, they reveal him to himself. And that's true. The circumstances that are happening to you right now, they're not here to break you, like I said earlier. They're here to point out something, whether it's to strengthen your character as a human being, whether it's to show you your next destination, whether it's to highlight a problem that you were unaware of, whether it's to prepare you for, the next leg or the next phase of your life. Circumstances are not designed to break you. They're designed for revelation. And that's what challenges are. Challenges bring revelation with them. They bring revelation about who you are as an individual, and they also may bring revelation about everything around you and people around you, and those people and the dynamic that you're involved in. James also said that never not in control. When you think about the law of control, people are like, well, what control do I have over this situation? I have none. But he said, even in your weaker state, you are still in control. Even when you're out of control, you're in control. Think about that. That applies to people who who have battled with eating disorders. They're actually in control of the eating disorder, whether it's gaining weight or not gaining weight. They're controlling it. It might not be the right type of control. It might be removing them away from themselves, but they're still in control. Challenges are designed for a purpose. Remember that. If you're facing a challenge right now, whether it's in your individual life, your relationship, on your job, with your children, regardless of what challenge you're facing right now, I'm not telling you that it's a good feeling. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't feel the emotions you're feeling. And sometimes a lot of those emotions involve despair. When you're being challenged beyond your capacity and you think that you've taken enough and you cannot do anymore, that's when you feel like you're being challenged. And that's when the despair set in. That's when the depression can set in. I'm not telling you to ignore your emotions. I'm a firm believer. I accept my emotions. I embrace them. But what I do not do is pretend that I'm not feeling what I'm feeling. I don't lie to myself. And what I suggest is you not lie to yourself. Embrace the emotions you're feeling. Let them pass through you, but they don't have to stay with you. You don't have to remain angry because of the challenge you're facing. You don't have to remain sad and despondent and despaired because you don't see the way out. The truth of the matter is the resistance in itself is what keeps the challenge around longer. If you're resisting the process to change, the process is to grow spiritually, the process to evolve as a human being and a spiritual being, then the longer the challenge may be and the more, difficult it may feel. Challenges, when you look at challenges, you have to think about it this way. Challenges are here to promote spiritual growth, understanding, and development. Let me say that again. Challenges are here to promote spiritual growth, understanding, and development. If you're not growing, you're dying anyhow. Like I said in one of my other videos, we live in a world right now where we have people are afraid of zombies, but there's so many people that are zombie-like. They're just going through the motions, waking up every day, going to work, doing what is required of them, coming home, sleeping in front of the video games, in front of the TV. There's no there's no life in them. And the reason there's no life is because they're not growing. Growth is not based on just movement, but growth is based on what your spirit does. And if your spirit is in despair, if it's despondent, if you're depressed, if you don't know how to get to the next level or get through this challenge, it makes it difficult, or it sets the tone for how you will encounter the next phase of your life. Just ask yourself today, why am I resisting this process? What is this process trying to teach me about myself, the situation, or others around me? How can I stop resisting? And do I really want to resist the energy that is designed to help me grow spiritually, emotionally, and physically? My name is Ingrid Felton. As always, thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for your comments. They're always welcome. Thank you for supporting me on this journey. It's not always easy. I'm never a hypocrite. It's not easy. It's not easy on some days to get up as you get older. It's not easy sometimes to face the challenges head on with a smile, or even say, you know what, I'm still going to come out of this my best self. It takes a lot of fortitude, intestinal fortitude, and bravery. But one thing I do know is that I alone do not possess it. And if I can do it, I challenge you to do it as well. If you need to reach out to me for any reason, you can call me at 813-708-9064. I would love to hear from you. Please leave a message, and I always return my calls. And thank you for your continued support. And I hope that this segment has helped you to grow in some way or to deal with the challenges or challenge that you're currently facing. Bye.